I was a lawn care guy, started a lawn care business, and it wasn't just a small lawn care business. My dad's work owned several commercial properties, and the guy that mowed those properties had a heart attack. He was okay, but his doctor basically said, you got to stop mowing this grass. So my dad goes into work one day. The owner of his company says, Tim, we got a problem. We got to find somebody to mow all this grass. It's about 13, 14 hours a week of work. We don't really know what to do. So he volunteered his 7th grade son
Nice.
to do all this. And it was in the middle of July in Indiana, 95 degrees. It's only like 2 or 3 degrees cooler than Atlanta, right? It's hot.
Yeah.
And I put me out there on the mower just to figure this stuff out, right? And I was used to mowing my own lawn back home, where you just mow and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
But here, if you know anything about commercial properties, you got to pick up a lot of trash first. There's 60, 70 pieces of trash in every lawn. I just chopped all that stuff up, threw it all over everywhere.
No.
So literally, it looked like the snow had fallen on these properties. So my dad drives by, and because he was curious how his 7th grade son was doing. My mom was in the truck driving me. Well, before all that, he set me down at the kitchen table and was like, Nick, we're going to lease you the truck. We're going to lease you the mower. We're going to lease you the trailer. This is your expenses. This is how much you charge. And he kind of taught me the basics of business, which I was so blessed for. But that day when he drove by, he stopped. He pulls me off the mower. He goes, Nick, you got a big problem. Look at all this trash. We can't have this. And I was 7th grade. I was a baby. So I was crying. I was all upset. I was like, I quit, Dad. I'm not doing this. He pulled me aside. He put a wet towel on the back of my neck, and he said, you're not quitting. You're finishing it. You're going to figure this out. And he kind of babied me along, gave me many of his pep talks.
Yeah.
But that kind of set me up to look at problems as, okay, I can figure this out. I can try to figure it out.
Yes. So when you're faced with a problem, you're thinking, okay, what's the solution? Because I think that's I want to pause on that, because I think that applies to so many of us. When you're faced with an obstacle, it's kind of like that rock in the middle of the river, right? Like the river doesn't stop. You just have to, you just move around it, right? You got to find a way to get around it. And I think that is another skill that's so important for us to develop as business professionals, as entrepreneurs, is how do we look at those obstacles? Business and bourbon.